we're going to petition several organizations such as Crisis in Zimbabwe Coalition, Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, Zimbabwe Media Commission, Ministry of Labor and Public Service, Social Welfare, British Embassy, and the United States of America Embassy. So we are here to update you on how far we have gone to this day. The first thing that I want to make clear to you is that Citizens Forum is not in any way an extension of any of the political parties. It is not a political movement. It is not driven by any political ambition. We are driven and guided by the will to see a united Zimbabwe, to see a Zimbabwe outside political outfits, to assist in any way that we can to address bread and butter issues, which is a problem for all the political party in Obamu. This is us as Citizens Forum. So, for those who might think we are an extension of a certain political party, get it from me, we are not. Now I am updating you on the areas or organizations we petitioned and managed to deliver our petitions. We submitted our petition to the Parliament of Zimbabwe, and they received.
Of receipt.
It's here. You can take pictures. We do not have copies, so we advise you to take pictures even after. You can have it. This is submission and the confirmation. You done? Okay, thank you. We also handed over our petition to the Judicial Service Commission. Here. To the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare. To the Zimbabwe Media Commission. Then we also we have a scanned document we also delivered to the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights. We have the copy. We'll give you or to send you on your phone because we can't see the hard copy, but they signed. We also submitted to the American Embassy, and we had a challenge there. They denied to give us confirmation of receiving the letter, but we can safely say we handed over the petition to them for whatsoever reasons. They didn't want us to have evidence for confirmation. At the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, we went there and they started somehow like probing us, thinking that we're an extension of a certain political party. I have their screenshot here. They updated on Facebook that they are under threat. We just went there and handed over our petition outside the gate peacefully. To our surprise, they posted that they were under threat. These are the lawyers we have in Zimbabwe. These are the kind of lawyers who can't distinguish between exercising a constitutional right and a threat. these are kind of lawyers who represents hooligans and thugs in the courts of law and mistaken peaceful people for hooligans. We don't know the extent of hooliganism or threat, but we just handed over a petition to them. We also have videos we'll send you. We shot videos as we were handing over the petition. There was nothing to call a threat. However, they've already started selling a story to their handlers that they were threatened. So it's up to Zimbabwe to know the kind of people Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights are. On the
okay, Jan, I just want to add more flesh on the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights issue. I think it's also wise for Zimbabweans to know the kind of reception we had when we visited them. For some reasons, I don't know why they chose to meet us on the streets, but for lack of a better term, or that's what they chose to call the entrance of our offices. You are not allowed to get inside. I don't know why they chose to give us such kind of reception, or maybe that's the norm with the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights. But either way, we managed to deliver our petition. The same goes to the American Embassy. I don't know if they still believe in the old narrative during the colonial era, where Africans and black people in particular were classified as barbarians and animals, because the kind of reception we had there is nothing close to what you'd expect from a fellow human being. Our own black brothers, fellow black men, the safeguard from the Safeguard Security, which is their private security company, they gave us a very warm and welcome reception, but then you could tell even from their eyes that there is a protocol which they are supposed to follow. And what followed then, when a representative from the American embassy came, it's something that I cannot even explain in my own eyes. But then we do not lose hope. We encourage the American government to take into consideration the plight of the Zimbabwean people. We are not here to fight. We don't want to fight, which is why we permitted them to build a multi-million-dollar embassy. I'm sure you would agree with me that the American embassy does not only have one establishment here in Harare. We have another section here, a few meters from here by the East Gate. We also have an old American embassy somewhere in Harare, and the new one. So that alone speaks volume about what Zimbabweans are and what we stand for. And the same goes to the British Embassy in Harare. We delivered our petition on the 6th of February. Of course, we had a few glitches, but we are proud and we welcome the kind of reception we had from the staff. And this is the only in the company of my fellow brothers and sisters. And it reads, "Dear Mr. Lonius Rosary, I was pleased to meet you on Wednesday when you came to the embassy to deliver a petition on behalf of the Citizens Forum. You asked whether the UK government would apologize for Lord Palmer's derogatory colonial statement in the House of Lords last month. Like you, we find any suggestion of recolonizing Zimbabwe offensive. We would never condone this view. Indeed, we unreservedly reject it. However, it would not be appropriate for the UK government to apologize on Lord Palmer's behalf. Lord Palmer is not a member of the UK government, nor of any party in government. All UK citizens have the freedom to say what they want, provided what they say is not illegal. I would be happy to meet you again to hear your views on the current situation in Zimbabwe and discuss any further concerns that you may have. Sincerely yours, Calvin Duff, Political Section." So this is the only response which we have received so far from all the petitions we've been delivering for the past few days.
Yeah, as he has just said, the British Embassy or the British government has officially responded their response, in fact, we welcome their response, since they've made it clear that they do not have an agenda to recolonize Zimbabwe. It's not their government position. Now with this pressure, we can't do away with the issue of the ongoing dialogue efforts that are being put together by the authorities here in Zimbabwe. I am saying this in line with the response for the British Embassy, but they have said they are ready to discuss with us, but not us as individuals. When they discuss with us, they are discussing with the citizens of Zimbabwe. We welcome the idea of dialogue, especially coming from the ruling party. Do not have any problem with that. There might be issues surrounding that, but what we want to see is an implementation of that initiative. So we are saying to all other governments and entities and organizations that have interest in affairs of Zimbabwe to support, to encourage all the political parties that participated in the July elections to come on board and discuss. For us, the civic society, you know, we stand for peace, we stand for unity, we stand for togetherness. This is what we have been fighting for all along. Ever since the civic society organizations were established, they've been fighting for peace, they've been fighting for tolerance. So now we don't want to be seen as fools in the civic society to start to fight what we have been fighting for. We have been fighting for dialogue, we have been fighting for negotiations, we have been fighting for inclusivity, we have been fighting for tolerance. We say to other embassies, to other envoys, can you please support the current initiative for as long as it will benefit us as Zimbabwe. The current, the ongoing dialogue must be supported by the civic society. As we are addressing here, we are organizing to have all civic society organizations here in Zimbabwe to have a national meeting where we will meet authorities of this land. If there is any civic society organization that has any input to the ongoing dialogue or a proposal, that must be done formally, because the dialogue is being done formally. The address of the venue for dialogue was issued formally, such that we avoid Nicodemus meetings. We avoid Nicodemus kind of gatherings to either preempt the ongoing process or to influence a bad outcome. It can be said news on the other side that some civic society organizations have been surviving on divisions, have been surviving on disunity. But now we are saying, for the purposes of Zimbabweans, everyone must stand down and feed into the narrative of unity, unity of purpose, unity which is constitution-based, which is constitution-centered. To show love to Zimbabwe, or love for our country, Zimbabwe, we also want our friends, the embassies, the civic society organizations, to learn to call a spade a spade. When they have guts to say this one is wrong, when the other one is wrong as well, they must be saying it. Furthermore, prior to the previous skirmishes that happened, we received reports and were supplied with a video from Chitungwiza, where a certain man who is alleged to be a member of parliament from the MDC alliance, if not mistaken, was yet encouraging people to demonstrate, and he said to them, if it happens that any one of you is hungry and you see an open shop, you go there, take whatever you want, you eat, then we'll pay later. So the people of Chitungwiza, some with a business that were looted, now need to know the address to submit their bills, and when will the bills be serviced. So by that we are saying, simply saying, as we move on as citizens, we are like discovering the trouble causers. They are not yet thieves because they haven't supplied the address to submit bills and the period to pay up those bills. All this we are doing, this is the foundation or the basis of dialogue. Dialogue must satisfy everybody, including those from churches. Like we have some churches who do not vote, but they must benefit from the ongoing dialogue because everyone in Zimbabwe wants peace. So this is what we have. And on the request from the British Embassy for us to meet them, we shall be notifying you as we move on.
I think just as a parting shot, I'll add on to what my colleague here said. As Zimbabweans, as ordinary citizens, we actually encourage all stakeholders and political parties to take this national dialogue very seriously. I'll refer you to a quote in which one of the political players in Zimbabwe mentioned a few months ago or weeks. It's Mr. Nelson Chamisa. I was so touched by that post when he called for the president, or Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, he invited him rather for a meeting and a dialogue so that Zimbabwe as a nation can move forward and resolve all the socio-economic problems that the nation is encountering or going through. So I actually urge the MDC president, in as much as I'll urge other political players to ride on this wave, to take advantage of this platform which has been created for political players to come together and for civilians as well and all citizens of Zimbabwe to put heads together, take off the political jacket and work together. Let's work together as a nation to make sure that we will not have more deaths, we will not have more people suffering due to the skirmishes which we have been experiencing of late. And also to the international community, we for some reasons would like to believe that this gesture shown by the British Embassy is a sign that you are willing to listen to us citizens and even the political players as well equally, and see on how best you can re-engage our nation and how best you can ensure that Zimbabwe as a nation does not stay in isolation for long, because we've seen and we all have witnessed it for the past 19 years that we are going nowhere.
Yeah, and on Crisis Coalition, I will update you, they are no longer here. I don't know if they ran away the day we issued a presser. They no longer have an office here. We went to where we knew they were best to hand over the petition. We were told they are no longer there. They are now operating in South Africa. And they responded through a certain organization, Youth Blah Blah Studio 7, which is not an official response. And they were inviting us for a dialogue with them to say we understand people looted, we understand the shops were broken, we understand the human rights were abused, but come and discuss. So we are just saying to them, the issue is not between them and us. It is between them and the citizens of Zimbabwe. In that audio, it sounded like they acknowledged, they admitted that they caused the skirmishes. So very soon we will be writing to the authorities in South Africa to say these people did not leave our country in peace. They caused a lot of damages in our country. Now they are in your country, they can do the same. So we engage the South African authorities, and as you have seen, the British Embassy has responded, and the South African Embassy has also responded. Then to you, our journalists, the British Embassy has come out clear that it is against machinations against our country. If, however, they are still doing it, they might be doing it clandestinely, but we will tie them down with their response. It simply means our submissions for the national agenda they are going to support. And now we will write to them to say they must call to order loose politicians, those people who sacrifice the lives of the people for their political gains. So ask them to write, to address in persons we know the people. However, we also note that there are reports of prior to the skirmishes that happened and the reports produced so far are one-sided. As Citizens Forum, we are compiling a report with audio, with video, and a written report that we will submit to the SADC, to the AU, to the UN, and to anyone else who is interested in the issues of Zimbabwe. So we will also update you on that one. I think, and to the American government as well, even though we petitioned them, but we also want them to give an official advice on Zimbabwe, rather than to only be issuing statements when something bad has happened, or something they assume bad has happened. We call them to be giving us official to address the situation in Zimbabwe in the form of giving advices, formal advice and official advice, such that the Zimbabwean government decides to take or not, in case punitive measures by them will be imposed, there is a point of reference to say, we advised this. So we challenge them also to give advice to Zimbabwe, and not only punitive measures, and not only threats, and not only other bad things, but advice, especially to the young men, so that we as young men can benefit together with him. That's all that we have. If there are questions.
From the tone of your press conference, you seem to be actually demanding, saying that we'll demand that, we'll demand that. How does that fit in the narrative of peace and dialogue? And also, on whose authority are you standing? It looks like, in my opinion, it seems like there's a force behind you. There's some sort of power behind you.
Oh, sorry, let me take that one. I'm sure this is not the first time we're meeting. The first time we met, you were right beside me, beside the old lady who sat by that corner, and you requested to interview her, if you remember. And this room was pegged not only by journalists, but by people whom you ended up mistaking as activists. We actually came here with quite a number of people from various corners of Zimbabwe, and those are the people we are representing. But because of our call to be a bit civil and abide by the house rules, we saw it fit to come here as representatives in the same way that we went to deliver the petitions. So I'm not sure about your observations pertaining to his tone or my tone. I don't know, but what I know is that people have different ways of presenting their issues. In a petition, in our petitions, which you read the last time again, indeed we had certain demands from the people of Zimbabwe across all political inclinations. And our demands were met so far by the British Embassy, and we are not apologetic on that. We have come to a point where we need to take off the political jackets and attack, for lack of a better term, and probe issues as citizens of Zimbabwe and not representing any political party. So when it comes to peace, peace can also come through such actions.
Yeah, and to add on that, it is every citizen's obligation to uphold the Constitution. It is everybody's obligation. So by demanding, we are actually demanding things that will create the Zimbabwe that you want. So we are demanding for the better of Zimbabwe and according to the Constitution of Zimbabwe.
There is peace in a petition, because we did not go there with machetes and guns, but we presented a petition. And to me, a petition is a very peaceful gesture.
Sorry, just to follow up on that, to say,
Okay.
in terms of who you are representing, how big is your affiliation, and how are you guys affiliated to the Citizens Manifesto? Because we realize that there are other organizations that also represent citizens and who claim to have quite a bigger affiliation than you guys. So please just clarify to say how big is your affiliation and
yeah, the issue here, let me make it clear. We are not fighting for citizens. for we are also citizens. If there are other organizations that claim to have a huge affiliation than ours, we want that huge affiliation to work towards the development of Zimbabwe, to subscribe to the national agenda. If there is another citizens forum with 3 people, we are many because of individuals. We want those 3 people. That's why even when politicians does their rallies, they give a T-shirt to each and every person. They don't say we are giving you on behalf of these people. So we are Citizens Forum. We have numbers. We have people. We got those people after preaching to them the rightful message and a strategy that will create the Zimbabwe that they want. Very soon we are to have a demonstration, as we said, Tichiripo Paya. So that's where you witness the numbers.
And you haven't clarified on your relationship with the Citizens Manifesto.
Sorry, just on that, I'm sure you understand that there are quite a number of civic societies and organizations in Zimbabwe, and I will not speak on behalf of them. Some we know them and some we don't know them. But as we all know, there are quite a number of issues in Zimbabwe that needs to be addressed, and it's not a one-man's job. If those, you said Citizens Manifesto, they also know their mandate and what should be done for the betterment of our nation. We also have outlined our goals and agenda. We are pulling in that direction as well. Someone might also come with, and this is all for Zimbabweans, someone might also come with another organization pulling in that direction as well. But it is our wish that in whatever issues that we are involved in, it's for the betterment of our nation. So we will not comment on others. We are not in competition with anyone, but we stand as Zimbabweans with the will of the people. Yes.
It was not the first press conference, but I just want to find out if you can sign a petition organizations.
Right, what we did is we have membership, as I have earlier on alluded. The representatives of the Citizens Forum signed the petition on behalf of the citizens of their membership. Why? Because when the petitions were written, it was not the minds of individuals, but of everyone in the Citizens Forum. The minds were put together. Having the minds put together, the representatives signed, and that's why the British embassies responded to the Citizens Forum. So I can safely say almost every Zimbabwean who subscribes to our agenda of nation building, of bread and butter issues, of uniting the country, oneness, togetherness, tolerance, inclusivity, signed the petition.
And also to add on to that, I think it's wise for us to highlight to you that we had a very difficult task of managing to talk to the citizens who had gathered with various suggestions of actions to take pertaining to the agendas and issues we outlined in our petitions. It is at that point when a few people suggested that no, before we do ABC, it's wise for us to write a collective piece of paper which represents your agendas and your issues.
Thank you so much. My question is on the issue of the American embassy, where you said you did not join there. They refused to sign the petition in acknowledgement of your receipt. What is the action that are going to take going forward?
Yeah, the issue is there is ultimatum on that petition. We are waiting for that. But overall, today it seems like we are back in a more of a sober mood. The reason is being this. When we approached some of these organizations, they were shocked. They never thought they would be held accountable for their actions. Now, we don't need to be more aggressive because we have caught them red-handed. So we will allow some due processes to take place. However, on the American embassy, there's the out matter. We are even going to ask them in another letter to give Zimbabwe an advice on the way forward, as I've earlier on indicated. It's not a war. We are not fighting American embassy. We are not fighting Americans. We want them. That's why my brothers, I indicated that they constructed such a beautiful embassy here in Zimbabwe. If any one of you have been there, it's very good, it's secure, smart. It's almost everything there. There is even a gym inside. I saw some lady coming out carrying a bag. It was clear she's coming from a gym. It's a very good embassy. It is everything. Now we are not fighting them, but we want them not to get themselves involved in our politics when they assume something is going bad, but to come on board and say, we are friends. This is what we suggest you do. Then we take it to the people and say, you the people of Zimbabwe, what's your say on this? If the people say follow it, then we follow it. So we mean no war, but our action will be visible after the out matter.
Or even before the out matter, I'm sure it will be very wise for them to know that we chose a petition as a perfect avenue to present our issues. Like I said before, people had other suggestions, and if they fail to acknowledge or respond within the stipulated time, we might as well end up losing control and let people choose what they had chosen before. If people are to go there and stay and demand answers, so be it, because we had chosen earlier on to take a more civil route, a more civil path.
You strongly condemned the actions you said were captured on video in Chitungwiza, where an MDC legislator encouraged people to take to the streets. There are also reports that Godwin Gonwe in Budiriro victimized Zanu PF victimized citizens. What do you take as people who represent the same citizens who are also victimized?
Yeah, as I have said, if you quoted me well, I said we received a report accompanied by a video where this alleged MP from MGC was saying whatever he was saying. We received a report accompanied by a video. So here we speak of things that we have, that we are able to stand with tomorrow. However, any forms of abuse or human rights violation, we stand against it. We do stand against it. Even domestic violence, we don't want it. Child abuse, we don't want it. Brutality, we condemn. What we stand for as civic society, the role of civic society is to promote peace. If you come across a civic society organization that preaches otherwise, it's not civic society. Civic society stands by truth. What is truth? Truth is that which was there, which is there, which shall be there. What is false? That which was not there, which is there, which shall not be there. Truth changes not. Civic society feeds into the agenda and narrative of unifying people, of peace. So whoever played a role, we do not condemn personalities, but attitude. So here we are saying we received a report accompanied by a video. That's why we have condemned. We did not condemn as such, but we are saying where can people submit their bills for payment? It's too early to condemn that.
And the last time we reflected that we highlighted and made public our pledge to assist even the law enforcers, that whenever we have evidence of such atrocities, we should assist even the police in making sure that those culprits are brought to book, because Zimbabwe is a Zimbabwe for peaceful people and not animals. So we actually call out to all Zimbabweans out there, those who can bring even any form of evidence that can help us to identify those culprits. We say come forward, we can compile those reports and even the evidence. We take it to the ZRP and hold them accountable and make sure that those people are totally extinguished from our society. because they do not belong there.
Crisis Coalition has always had an office in South Africa. From your statement, are you saying they then created another office after the press conference?
Sorry. Just to be clear, so are you speaking on behalf of the Crisis in Zimbabwe Coalition?
No,
okay.
I'm speaking as a journalist, but it's public knowledge that the South African office entity has always been there.
We went to the place they used to have an office here in Harare to submit a petition. That's where we were told they are no longer here, they are now in South Africa. We tried to contact them on these internet platforms, social media platforms. They are truly in South Africa. They are no longer based here in Zimbabwe. That's why I've said maybe they ran away after our statement, or they had gone to South Africa already. But the truth of the matter is, if any one of you here knows where their office is, we can give you the petition, the information, or you go and hand over for us. We do a cab for you, airtime for you to call. They no longer have an office here.
Maybe because they are headquartered in South Africa, just for your information. Maybe you can petition.
No, but we are trying to make a point that
to say that they always had an office in South Africa.
No,
yeah, but you are already attacking us.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. If we ever sounded. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think that is the reason why you journalists as the force have an important role to play in the betterment of our nation. So with the information that you have, we actually feel sorry for having not consulted you or thought of consulting people like you to assist us on how best we can relay that information. So from here, we know the very best thing to do. I'll start even with the lady on my right and ask on how best we can deliver that.
No, by the way, can I chip in? Crisis Coalition is a coalition of civic society organizations like yours.
Yes.
So maybe you're a member of Crisis Coalition, because I mean they represent so many.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It seems like we are digressing from the matter.
So any more questions?
Oh.
I just want to enlightenment on the petition to ZMC as a stakeholder also. So I'm sorry I missed your first.
Okay, I think we'll give you a copy. Okay. That would be the best thing.
The gist of the story was definitely on them upholding their constitutional mandate.
Yeah, the last question.
I realize that in terms of the reports that have been coming out, there also has been reports with regards to the security sector, violating citizens' rights. Have you not, as citizens, not also thought of petitioning them in terms of the peace that you speak about?
Well, like I said, we petitioned even the ZRP.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and if there is any evidence here to say it, because ours is not yet out. Our report. If there is any evidence that you can think of, we'll give you our numbers, our email addresses, then you send them through. Yeah. Any more questions?
So other than sending letters and petitions, are you at liberty to share with us some of the alternative action plans that you have in the event that the is able to meet your demand?
I think that was outlined in those petitions. But so far, we are, like I reflected earlier on, we are not an extension of El Shabaab, we are not an extension of Boko Haram. We stick to the law, we stick to all the avenues that we can pursue regarding to how best we can air out our views and our grievances. And so far, what we have at our disposal are peaceful protests or even marches to show out or to review or to make reflections on our grievances.
And on our demonstrations, just to tell you, as I said the other day, before we start our demonstration, we will come here and address you media people to say we are starting our demonstration at 12. We do our protests, we end like at 2 o'clock. We also come here to report to you the statistics of the injured, whether there are some dead people. We will also give out our numbers to the members of the public, our phone numbers, to say those who have buildings that are destroyed or any loots must come to us. That will be our demonstration. It will be very peaceful. We'll let you know who will be leading from the northern side, from the southern, eastern, western, who will be responsible for that peaceful demonstration according to the constitution. We just want to set precedents. We understand that some other people might be busy planning now to say on that day of demonstration we must cause chaos so that we expose them. God is there for us. We will meet that in the streets, but that will be the character of our demonstration according to the constitution. Thank you.